In the beginning there was nothing. Then there was fire and ice. Surt, the fire demon, inhabited the land of fire. He spent eons forging his great fire sword, which he would wield come Ragnarok, the end of days. The land of ice was inhabited by great ice giants. This was a time of monsters and demons. The Norse gods looked over the universe across the great Bifrost Bridge in Asgard. They created man to fight with them at the end of time, or Ragnarok. But all was not peaceful in Asgard, and whenever there was trouble, one god was always directly or indirectly responsible. He was the adopted son of Odin. His name was Loki. Loki had a beautiful wife in Asgard, but he also took a terrible ice giant wife from the land of ice. Together they had 3 children. Hel, she was dead and could turn into stone just by looking at them. Jormungandr, the giant serpent, and Fenrir, a wolf. When the gods saw how powerful these children had become, they were afraid. Hel was already dead, and so they threw her into the underworld. The serpent doubled in size each day, and so they threw him down into the great ocean of Midgard. He grew so large that he grasped his own tail and encircled the world. When he lets go, the world will end. Ragnarok. But what of the wolf Fenrir? At first the gods played with the wolf in Asgard, but he soon grew so large and powerful that they became afraid of him. Only the god Tyr was brave enough to feed him. One day, Odin looked into the future, and he saw his own death. At Ragnarok, he would be killed and devoured by Fenrir, and so he sought to bind him. He enlisted Thor's help. Thor used his great hammer to forge a strong chain. When this was done, the gods placed meat in a tree, and when Fenrir arrived, said that if they could bind him, then he could have the meat. Fenrir agreed, and easily broke the chains before devouring the meat. Thor forged an even stronger chain. Again Fenrir was bound. Again he escaped easily. The gods enlisted the help of the dwarves to create the strongest magical chain they could make. The dwarves forged a magical chain as thin as silk. From the sound of a cat's footfall, the beard of a woman, the roots of a mountain, the sinews of a bear, the breath of a fish, and the spittle of a bird. Once again, the gods asked Fenrir to be bound. But as the chain appeared so weak, Fenrir suspected a trap, and he only agreed to be bound if a god would place his hand in his mouth. The heroic god Tyr agreed. Fenrir was bound and found he could not escape, and so he bit off Tyr's hand and ate it. Thor took Fenrir and bound him to a rock deep inside the world. The magic chain could only be broken at the end of days. Ragnarok. The chain